Hello everyone, Magbo Gaming here once again, and I wanted to do a little discussion video real quick on something that not a lot of people have been talking about. It doesn't happen as much as it used to be, but these are anime crossover games. Yes, the excitement of having anime characters, heroes from many different kinds of series, all jam-packed into one single game in order to prove which is the best fighter. And games like these were pretty much popular at the time, back then. Of course, not widely popular as a Dragon Ball Fighter or anything like that, but they were pretty big. So, yeah, what happened? What happened with all those anime crossover fighting games that hasn't been around since like before 2020? If anyone knows of any of them like that, that is not necessarily a Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue or the Street Fighters or Tekken. I'm not talking about those games as well. Yeah, I thought the same could be said for Dead or Alive and Soul Calibur, that pretty much two franchises that kind of died. I don't know if they're ever going to come back in the future, but that's for another video. So, this is one of the anime crossover that started it all. There is a sequel to this game on the DS that came a year later. But after that, were there any other games that came on 3DS or Switch that had crossovers of different Shonen Jump characters like these? No, unfortunately not that I know of, because if they had one existing, I'm pretty sure I would have known about it already. So, we got Goku right here, we got Naruto and Luffy, and we got all these older heroes like Kenshin Himura, Gintama, Yu Yu Hakusho. You know all these animes, right? And then all three of them are here. I always love these matches. I always imagine like Goku fighting Luffy or Goku fighting Medaka from Medaka Box. This is the girl, by the way, I'm talking about. And many other stuff that I didn't thought it was a reality until these games came out. So, here's another example as well. J-Stars Victory Versus for the PS4 and PS3 and the Vita as well. So, this game is more straight fighting game than this game, because this one is more like creating your comic deck, which is pretty creative and cool at the time, but sadly this only came in Japan, so it wasn't popular at all. But this came in both the United States of America, Japan, and I think Europe as well. And yeah, for some reason the Vita version only came in Japan in physical form. So we have Naruto, Luffy, Ichigo Kurosaki, we got Gon from Hunter x Hunter, we got several other characters that you may recognize as well during the time. Yep, before the times of Dan Da Dan, for Spy X Family, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. Before all those animes came out, they were all together. So yes, so you were wondering, is there ever a fighting game where we could see Goku fighting Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, or Luffy fighting against the main character from Jujutsu Kaisen, or we have Spy X Family characters against Yu Yu Hakusho character? That doesn't exist, because they kind of stopped making it after Jump Force. And Jump Force, as much as the game looks amazing and I love it in some ways, but unfortunately, this is where the whole crossover Jump series went downhill. This game right here. Unfortunately, they looked the best as they ever did, but they ruined the story. The story didn't make sense. There were glitches. There were not much competition. Once you knew how to button smash very well, you could pretty much win the whole game. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's sad too. So, I did have the Switch version at one point, but I could never get all the DLCs. They even, took down all the DLCs for this game, a few years ago, because, the game wasn't popular anymore. I guess not a lot of people liked the gameplay. Even thought that there were, up to My Hero Academia. Yep, there was My Hero Academia characters, crossover with One Piece and Naruto Shippuden and Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, Dragon Ball Z. I mean, this was the latest you could get it. I think the latest animes from Shonen that actually showed up in a anime fighting game crossover were Black Clover and My Hero Academia. So, Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer barely had the chance to even show up in a crossover game. So, that's unfortunate, I would say. But yeah, basically, it's like a story where Frieza tries to destroy New York City and Goku, Naruto, and Luffy tries to defend it and stuff like that. And there's a lot more stuff going on there. Now, not only did Shonen Jump made a fighting crossover game, but there were other companies as well that did too. Like Aquapaza right here. You probably don't know most of these characters like you do with Shonen Jump. But if you were into like series like Utaware no Mono, Tears to Tiara, To Love Ru, White Album, and there's a few other series as well that they all in a crossover. I mean, yes, today's day, yes, there are some crossover kind of games out there where certain anime characters show up in general fighting games, I guess, but I don't remember it all. I know that there's a crossover anime in Fortnite, but let's not count that there. I don't give a crap about Fortnite. I do appreciate that they have anime crossovers going on all over the place in Fortnite, but I don't touch Fortnite. I don't mess with Fortnite. It's too overrated, and I just, I'm just tired of hearing personally. If you like Fortnite, all the power to you. I just don't like it. So I would rather it be a fighting game or a JRPG. Those are the genres I would prefer having these anime crossovers the most. Not in a battle royale game, free to play type of game. No, that doesn't work for me, man. But I don't care too much. I do like it, but I don't really care too much. And I know that, just wanted to point out, I know that there's a lot of mobile games that are anime crossover and they're still going on today. Like, there's a lot of them out there, I guess. But I don't think they're officially released directly in the company completely. But you could correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't pay attention to mobile games either. I'd rather just do console game, because when I'm on the phone, I don't think about gaming. I just think about, scrolling through Discord, watching YouTube videos, checking my finances or my emails and stuff. I don't think about playing games there. So, that's the thing. Yep, so Aquapaza. This is another anime crossover game. Here's some screenshots. I show you the other ones as well. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game, I'll tell you that. There's not a lot of characters, but it's pretty decent. Now, if you saw my shorts recently talking about a specific anime crossover game, this is probably my most favorite of them all. Besides, I guess J-Star. J-Star was pretty peak as well. Yeah, when I told you about Goku and Medaka fighting each other like this, it has happened here. Yes, Medaka turns her hair red. Goku turns Super Saiyan, it turns yellow or blue or stuff like that. And, they duke it out. That's the only game this happens, by the way. Now, these are the games I'm talking about here. They're gonna have some characters that you guys could probably recognize. If you know Sword Art Online, if you know certain scientific railgun, or Shakugan no Shana, Axel World, and there's plenty other animes out there. I think Oreimo was pretty popular too. This came out in like 2015 to 2016. This game came out first alongside this PS3 version. Yes, I do have both versions of these. They have different box art slightly. As you can see, Kirito is like the main character in all this. And then Makoto Misaka, I'm pretty sure Durarara. Yeah, Durarara. Durarara was a pretty popular series, and this guy is in it as well. So you're gonna recognize a lot more characters in these games, of course, than of course this game, obviously. That's why this game is really big. And like, have there been any other games like this where like anime of today, of the 2020s, duking it out in an anime fighting game crossover? That's not a mobile game, by the way, and that's not Fortnite. Anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to learn more about those games. But until then, these are the games that really struck dear to my heart. I love having these dream matchups with different anime characters from different series all duking it out. This game is like an extension of these two games. This game came out on Vita and PS4, and it never came out in the States. It was only in Japan. But since the Vita was, region free, I could easily play this on the Vitas that I have. Which is funny, because the Vita that I have, as you can see here, is a Japanese version Vita, but you could convert it to a US version of Vita as well. So yeah, I guess you could say I am more than capable of playing this game. So it has like 4 new characters right here that you couldn't get on the original game. If you search for these online, they're not that expensive. I think they're like $20 to $30 a pop for these type of games right here. You could definitely enjoy crossovers like this, honestly. And yeah, what do you think about anime crossover? There hasn't been any type of like anime crossover fighting games like this since like the 2010s. Like I don't know any of the 2020s anime crossover. Oh, there is one more I have to show you, the last one. I guess you could consider it like that too. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. This is an anime crossover of Ruby characters, Blaze Blue, and the Persona series. Now you can argue as well, related to this, that there hasn't been another game like this where you could play as Persona 5 characters, which they're very popular. I don't know why you wouldn't add those guys in the game. But yeah, stuck with Persona 4 character. They're great and all, but Persona 5 characters. Imagine a future anime crossover games with Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, Persona 5, Persona 4, Metal 4 Refantasio, and Ruby. And maybe even more that I don't even know about right now. You could put them all in this game. That would be amazing. These are the type of games that I really look for to play because I do enjoy the character. I know them very well. And I can duke it out with other characters that I know very well that are from different series. You know, it's dream matches. I love dream matches. What do you guys think about anime crossover games? Let me know in the comment section below. I would like to know your thoughts because this is a pretty interesting topic that almost nobody talks about anymore. I feel that these type of games need to come back because I feel like they're becoming more forgotten. Like the only fighting games we're seeing nowadays is Street Fighters and Tekken, and maybe there was a couple ones like SNK. Sure, Capcom's re-releasing a bunch of fighting games from the old days into one package, which is nice. I know Marvel vs. Capcom can also be considered as a crossover anime fighting game, but the reason why is because Marvel characters are not anime characters. So I kind of do not add them because of that, but you could consider it as well. I love games like that too. So that's all I have to say. Be sure to like, to subscribe. Be sure to comment below your thoughts on this whole subject. And if you want to help support the channel through Ko-Fi, I have a Ko-Fi in the link in the description below. You could send me a tip if you want. It'll definitely help the channel out while I try to get monetized on this channel. I'm going to try to think of more ways to engage more in this channel. So we'll see how that goes. And on to the next video, guys. Magbo says, I hope you enjoyed the hunt of the games that you're looking for. Especially if these type of games right here is what you're looking for. This is probably going to be the easiest one to find. These are pretty much super dirt cheap, like 10 bucks or so. So other than that, good luck on finding the other games because they're not easy to find for the most part. This is easy, kinda. Anyway, that's all I have to say, and I'll see you all in the next one. Magbo Gaming out. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching this video. Check these videos too that are related to what you just watched. I'm sure you will find some enjoyment there. You can also follow me on Instagram and support the channel via Patreon or buy my Magbo merch. Links below. Hope to see you again soon.